Coronation Street, please 694/219, Part 1, Take 1.
Edited copy.
Stayed late then, did he?
Well, late-ish. Of course, it was Lenny we're looking for, really. Didn't seem to want to go somehow. I suppose it strikes some people like that.
So, when's the funeral?
Friday.
Where at?
I'm sorry I can't tell you that. He did tell me, but I'm not at liberty to say.
Oh, how come?
No, it seems he wants it kept private. Can't say I blame him altogether. I mean, there are some folks who tend to treat funerals like a three-ring flipping circus, given half a chance. Get a couple of drinks down. I mean, some funerals I've been to, they've turned out more like flipping weddings.
Well, what's wrong with that?
If you don't know, I'm not telling you.
Look, you can't bring folk back by sitting around with long faces, so the least you can do is to send them on their way with a good boozer.
Oh, well, you would think that, I. But, I mean, then you'd crawl 4 miles over broken glass just to get to some free ale at the end of it. Oh.
I thought you might want some help, like, you know.
Help?
With his Tommy Deakin's donkey business, you know.
Oh, I see. Well, thanks all the same, old chap, but I think I can manage on my own, tar.
Oh, it's all fixed then, is it?
I think so, Stanley.
It all lined up, like?
I would say, yes.
What's the setup like, huh?
Oh, you know, Soggy, I think you've got that look on your face.
What look?
The look of somebody who's been sent to find things out.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No. Oh, well, let me reconstruct the scene for you. Our story opens in the Oggies' living room where Mr. and Mrs. Oggie is enjoying an idyllic breakfast together. Mr. Oggie has got his eyes propped open with matchsticks, and Mrs. Oggie is looking as lovely as ever in her curling pins and the remains of last night's lipstick.
Don't be flaming cheeky.
Stan, love, she says. I just can't stand waiting till dinner time to find out what that saucy Ray Langton has got up to with Tommy Deakin's donkey. And I do have a certain reputation to keep up as the biggest toot in Christendom, so why don't you pop round and find out what's going on?
Not the sort.
Oh, you know what you are, Stanley, don't you? You're not a husband at all. You're just a leg man for the greatest news-gathering agency the world has ever seen.
If you do want any help, forget it.
I intend to, Stan, just as soon as you've walked through that door.
Right.
Right. I'll see you later, killer.
Hey, hang on a minute, you.
What?
See that thing over there? It's what's commonly called a slop stone. It's for putting pots in, mucky pots.
Oh, is that what it's
Yeah,
for?
you want to try using it sometime instead of leaving it for me to clean up every morning.
You know, all this housework, Jerry, I reckon it's getting at you. You're beginning to look more like Hilda Ogden every morning.
Get knotted.
I'll see you over there. Oh, and if a little newspaper bloke with a box brownie should come round for me, I'll be in the Rovers at 5 to 12.
All right. Sit down.
Hello. And how's the Empress of all the Russias feeling this morning, then, eh?
She reckons she could manage a couple of thin slices of toast and a cup of wheat tea.
Oh, that's a bit better, isn't it? Did she say what sort of a night she had?
Better, she reckons.
I reckon those sleeping tablets might be doing the trick, eh?
Yeah.
Hey, look at the time. You better get your skates on, ain't you?
No, are you sure you can manage if I go in?
No, but we can't let the wheels of industry grind to a sudden halt because my mum has a sudden attack of guilty conscience now, can we?
Morning.
Morning, Betty.
I hope so.
Sorry I'm late, Chuck. My Cyril's car won't start. Couldn't get a bus for love nor money.
Oh, that's all right.
Now then, how's the patient today?
Oh, a lot perkier, thank you.
Stomach settled down, has it?
Yeah, I'm just about to take her up from tea and toast.
Oh, I'll see to that, love. You finish your breakfast.
Oh.
Marvellous, isn't it, though?
What is?
You know how a visit from the doctor books you up. Psychological, I suppose.
Yeah, I suppose it is.
Hello.
Hello, Elsie.
Yes, just my order for next week, love.
All right, love, thanks.
How are things?
All right.
Bad luck about half Robert's wife, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Still, I expect I knew there wasn't much hope for her.
Always comes as a shock, though, when it actually happens.
Yeah.
There you are, Chuck.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
How's Alf taking it? Cut up about it, is he?
I really can't say, Elsie.
Oh?
Well, I've not seen him since it happened.
Oh, I see. Well, I expect he's meeting himself coming back these days.
Yeah. Will there be anything else now?
No,
Well,
thanks.
if you'll just excuse me, I think I've left a panel.
Oh, dear. Flaming fellas, eh?
Yeah.
Come on, Elsie, you're missing all the
Oh,
fun.
but just a minute. Listen, tell Maggie not to feel too badly about Alf. I don't think he's told anybody, not a soul, except perhaps Jerry Booth.
Elsie!
All right! Oh, honestly.
Right, just one more then. Just one more. Big smile, everybody. Done.
Hey, is everything okay?
Yeah, fine.
They have got the name and address to send the cheque to them.
Oh, don't ask me, mate. I only take the pictures.
Oh, well, look, in case anything's gone astray, would you... it's all down on that.
Right,
thanks. Right, brethren, I reckon you all know what this little lot is about. We are gathered here today to decide once and for all which of these two gentlemen is the true and valid owner of one Dolores the donkey. Yeah. Dolores, by the way, being the one in the middle.
Get on with it, will you?
Now, the rules of this contest is very simple. A child could follow them, so you won't have any difficulty, Stanley. Dolores stands in the middle of the street between these two chalk lines, right? And you, Richard, you stand up that end, right?
Right.
And Thomas, you stand down the other end. Are you with me so far?
I am, yes.
Now, I have got here a little whistle. And when I blow this little whistle, like this, you two can use anything short of a lasso to get Dolores to come to you. And the one that gets it across his chalk line the first is the winner, right?
So why don't you save all these people a lot of trouble and just hand her over to me now? You just shut your mouth. Don't listen to him.
Come on, lads, shake hands to show there's no hard feelings before we let battle commence.
Shake hands with him? You must be joking. You think I want to go catching something I couldn't get rid of?
Save it later on. I can see this contest is going to be conducted in the great traditions of true British sportsmanship. Right. To your marks, lads, and remember, keep your mouth shut till I blow the whistle.
Good luck.
Any of you sporting gentlemen care to wager a little something on the result?
What odds you give it?
Evens to you, Stan.
Evens?
Well, of course, you big Nelly. What do you think this is, the Grand National?
Right, 50p on Tommy Deakin.
Come on, now, which one do you fancy?
Me? I don't fancy either of them two, and by the look on that donkey's face, I reckon she doesn't either.
Come on, any more for any more? No? Right, we're racing. Now, come on, everybody, move right back.
Right, come on.
Give the competitors a clear view of the target. Right, are you ready, lads? Right.
Yeah.
Dolores! Dolly! Dolores! Dolores!
Hello, Jerry.
Oh, hello, Norma. I'm miles away. What will you have to drink?
Oh, nothing, thanks. I've got to get back.
Oh?
I just wanted a word with you about Alf Roberts and Maggie.
All right.
Hey, knock it off, will you? Knock it off!
Hey, what the hell do you think you're doing?
Knock it off, will you?
Stanley, do you mind leaving the field of play?
That's not the flaming rules, is it?
Whose rules?
My flaming
Who
rules!
gave you the right to make flaming rules? It was my flaming idea, mate.
It's my flaming 50p, isn't it?
Don't worry, Stanley. You can play at that game. Here you are, darling. Dolores. Come on, darling. Dolores.
Hey, objection, ref! What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
Oh, don't look now, but I'll tell you something. The only one that's going to win anything here is Dolores.
All right, then, leave it with me then, Norma, OK?
All right.
Look, are you sure you won't have a drink with me while
No,
you're here?
honest, I've got to get back.
All right.
Thanks, Jerry.
See you.
Sure.
Mrs. Turpin,
Yeah?
do you think I could use your phone, please?
Help yourself, love.
Thank you.
Cats on a string yet.
Alan, who won? Dolores.
By a sudden burst of great default.
I'm not with you. Neither was she, love. Well, what happened? Well, I think it all started when Tommy Deacon brought out this great big bunch of carrots, see? And then a very long piece of string.
And Dirty Dick, he wanted to claim the contest by default. But the Olympics Committee turned him down. Whereupon Dirty Dick lost his temper and said some terrible things about Dolores' antecedents.
And then Tommy Deacon retaliated by saying some very sharp things about Dirty Dick's unknown father. Also about his eating, sleeping, breathing habits.
Oh, and after that, tempers did seem to get rather frayed.
What was that daft donkey doing while all this was going on?
I think she was very bothered, love. In fact, she's a very good sleeper, always has been.
So, we'll have a pint of bitter, please, the gin and tonic and a dry sherry and...
No, I'm all right, thanks. Here he is, the big promoter himself. There we are.
Thank you, folks, thank you. Please don't think I don't appreciate it, because I don't.
Flaming fiasco.
How did I know the donkey had sleeping sickness? Any road, Stan, you didn't help much stamping old Dirty Dick sugar lumps into the flags
Wasn't
like
in the
that.
spirit of the competition, was he? He'd been thrown in one, he didn't have a flipping nose.
To tell you the truth, I don't think she was very much bothered, love.
It amazes me they ever get out of the stables in the morning.
I think you're doing Dolores an injustice. I mean, if Bobby Fischer can refuse to perform, I shouldn't Dolores.
Hey, that's true, you know, Rich. It could have been very difficult. Insisting on having cameras out of the street, all that.
Hey, that reminds me, Squire. 50p.
Oh, my. And 50p for me.
Oh, come on now, lads. You know the rules of the turf. I mean, if you have the bad luck to back a non-runner, you must expect a forfeit.
All right.
Oh, well, seeing as how we're among friends, I suppose I could stretch a point this time.
Cool.
Come in. Oh, hello, Alf. Come in.
Listen, at the post office, you wanted to get in touch with me.
Yes, that's right.
Something important, is it?
Yeah, well, I think it is. I don't know that you'll agree with me, mind. And quite frankly, you might not thank me for speaking, but it seems that somebody has to, and it looks as though it's got to be me.
Coronation Street, P694/219, Part 2, Take 1.
Hello, Betty. Hey, you look a bit peaky. Is everything all right?
Yes, fine. Oh, I've just got a bit of a bad head today, that's all.
Oh, dear.
You did save them 2 meat and potato for us, did you?
I did, love, yeah.
We've had a bit of a rush on today. We run right out of pies at dinner time.
You going to have a drink while you're here? I mean, it seems ages since we had a bit of a chat.
Well, no, thanks, Betty. Norma's wanting to get to the pictures tonight.
What about Alf Roberts' wife?
Yes.
How do you mean, my attitude?
Well, not your attitude as such, like. Oh, I'm putting this badly. I know I am. It's just that... Well, all this hushing it up and keeping it quiet, you can't do it, can you?
Who says so?
Well, nobody says as such, like. It's just that... well, what I mean is that you're the only one who loses by it, aren't you?
Well, I explained all this to you yesterday, Jerry. I don't want any fuss.
Yeah, I know that, Alf, but we're talking about 2 different things here, aren't we?
How do you mean?
Well, look, I mean, having a quiet funeral, now, that's one thing. But keeping out of the way of your friends, now, that's something else altogether, isn't it? Especially friends who'd have thought that you'd have gone round and told them about Phyllis yourself, instead of finding out the accident because some clown happens to open his big mouth. I mean, friendship's a two-way thing, isn't it? Has to be.
It's Maggie you're on about, isn't it, Jerry?
Now, what do you think?
Has she been going on about it, has she?
Oh, no, come off it, Alf. You know Maggie better than that. She don't have to open her mouth for me to know that she's dead upset about the whole business. No, it's... Look, you can tell me to keep my nose out of it if you like, but I'd just like to say this. It seems to me a damn shame that you should lose a good friend for the sake of a quick trip round there and a few words.
Well, I'm afraid it's not quite as simple as that, Jerry. It's not that simple at all.
Will you come through?
Thank you.
It's Dr. Mitchell, Billy.
Oh, fine.
I was just round the corner seeing a patient, so I thought I'd pop in here.
Oh, very glad you did.
How has she been?
Well, she had a good night's kip, she reckoned.
She's still asleep?
No, she just had a spot of tea.
Oh, I'll go up and see her then. When I come down, I'd like to see you. You and Lucille both, okay?
Oh, good, yeah, okay.
Shall I get rid of that for you?
Ta.
Done well, hasn't she?
Aye.
Very well for somebody with a bad stomach.
You reckon?
Oh, Billy, I'm not as daft as you think I am. I mean, your mum's no more got a bad stomach than I have. It's all that business with the baby, isn't it?
Yeah, well, keep it to yourself, eh?
Oh, you know me. I mean, I wouldn't breathe a word to anybody. I'm the wrong type for that.
Good.
Wouldn't you agree with me then that before that obnoxious son of a Welsh bog trotter produced that sugar, Dolores was in the process of coming towards me?
You're quite right, Tom. Yeah. We wouldn't agree with you.
Any of us.
I've seen more movement at Madame Tussauds.
Oh, so that's the way it is it? You know, I always thought when it came to the crunch, I could always rely on you three for support.
You can't bribe us with free ale, you know.
Well, now, it's a pity you didn't mention that before, about 2 hours ago.
In fact, on the strength of that showing, it would surprise me if that donkey belonged to either of you.
Oh, you shafts you didn't nick her out of.
I'm not going to stay here and be insulted. You know, it's at times like these that a man finds out who his real friends are.
Well, you'll find him sitting in the seat of power in the snug.
Aye, and if she catches you in there, God help him and the management.
Hello, Dirty.
Go away. I'm careful who I'm seeing something with.
2 pints of your best bitter, please, darling.
You did say 2 pints.
Yes, that's right. Hey, that's a nice, juicy-looking bit of a butty. One of our Winnie's bacon specials, is it?
Yes, hands off, Lou.
Ah, well, you probably did me a favour anyway. I'm too young to die of food poisoning.
Yeah, now buzz off, Lou, before I stick one on you.
Stick one on me? Don't make me laugh. You couldn't stick a stamp on a letter.
That's it.
Oh, now listen, stop fighting. Look, I didn't come in here to fight. I came in here to make you a proposition. Now, do you want to hear it or don't you?
Proposition?
Yeah.
What proposition?
2 pints a bit.
Thank you, darling.
What proposition?
Sit down and I'll tell you. Tell me, what do you think that lot out there think about us? I mean, me and you like?
I don't know, you tell me.
Well, they think we're a couple of mugs, don't they? You know, figures of fun, something to be laughed at. Otherwise, what the hell else was all that about this afternoon?
So?
So, well, I've got a little scheme that'll soon wipe the smiles off their faces, and if handled properly, can put a bob or two in our pockets.
Where was that at this time of night?
Shall I go?
No, I'll go. Alf,
Maggie?
come in. Alf, I'm sorry.
Oh, hello, Alf.
Norma.
I'll go and do the washing up.
Were you there when she...
No. I just missed her.
Come through. Have you had your tea?
Not yet, no.
Well, I'll make you something. Bacon and egg.
Oh, no, don't bother.
Oh, it's no trouble, honestly.
Well, I'm not very hungry.
Suit yourself.
Look, Maggie, I'm sorry you had to find out at second hand.
Oh, that's all right. I know what it's like. Me and Betty had it all to do when my mother died.
Well, I meant to come straight round here, straight from the hospital. Matter of fact, this is the first place I thought I'd come in. I suppose that's what stopped me.
Oh?
You've been a good friend to me, Maggie. Well, I've always been able to talk to you. Sometimes I think better than I could ever talk to Phyllis. I'd just like you to know that, well, I appreciate what you've done for me. Been to me, like, during the last few months.
I only did what anybody else would have done.
Oh, more than that. A lot more.
Only you won't be coming round here again, is that it?
Well, I wouldn't exactly put it like that.
How would you put it, Al?
Look, Maggie, what I'm trying to say is, I just don't think it's right. Me coming round here, not while I'm still... Do you know what I'm trying to say, Maggie? It is important to me that you understand.
I understand very well. But I think there's something you should understand as well.
Oh?
There's never been one thing between us that we need be ashamed of. Not one.
Well, I wasn't suggesting there was.
Weren't you?
I'll see you, Maggie.
May I come in?
Yes, Doc, come on.
What I wanted to see you both about was that I think I ought to tell you that I've changed my mind about your mother.
How do you mean, change your mind?
Well, I've changed my mind about the sort of treatment she should have. You see, when I saw her yesterday, she was patently upset and suffering from lack of sleep, so I thought it was just a simple question of a few days in bed.
And now you don't?
Now I think that's probably the very worst thing for her.
How do you mean?
Well, in the first place, as I told you yesterday, I can't find anything physically wrong with your mother. And in the second place, all that this lying in bed all day is doing for her is giving her extended opportunities to be sorry for herself, which is the very worst thing that could happen to her. See, the more she broods, the worse she'll get. So what we've got to do is to get her prized out from between those sheets and back to work behind the bar.
Did you try telling your mother that?
I did.
And how did she take it?
Not very enthusiastically.
I had a funny feeling she wouldn't have somehow.
No. Well, I can't order her to get out of bed and back to work, and indeed, even if I could, I don't think it'd be very sensible. So it seems to me that what's required is a little bit of guile on all our parts.
How do you mean?
Well, your mother is a very responsible woman. I would say that was one of the cornerstones of her character. And she takes her responsibilities as landlady of this place very seriously. Then, on the other hand, you're a sort of responsible chap, too. And she knows that.
So?
So, as long as you're down here facing up to your responsibilities, she feels free to lie in bed upstairs abrogating hers, doesn't she?
Well, what do you suggest we should do?
Suppose you were to disappear for a while. What would your mother's reaction to that be, do you think?
Well, as long as she had one good leg under her, she'd be down those stairs like a dose of salt.
Yeah.
Wait, you mean I should disappear for a week?
Why not?
I couldn't just stop it, not at a time like this. I mean, I need a damn good excuse.
Oh, yes, you would indeed.
And,
Yes, I realize that Lucille will be lumbered, but then, as things are, you're all lumbered, aren't you? Anyway, I'll leave the thought with you. Don't bother to see me up. Good night to you both.
Good night. Well, Spider?
Well, what?
What do you reckon?
Why ask me? I mean, I'm only the rotten lodger. Till something goes rotten wrong.
So, what's the latest bulletin then?
I got the official one or the real?
Well, what do you think?
Well, it's like I told Aunt Maggie in the first place. I said, what do you expect with all that fresh cream and this warm weather? Ladies and gentlemen, excuse me, can I have your attention for just 2 minutes, please?
No, don't tell me you're still here.
Look, just bear with me for 2 short minutes, darling, please.
Now, listen, this is a public house, not a trades union headquarters, so if you're going to start making speeches, go and make them somewhere else.
Please, do me a favour, just 1 moment, and please, shut your gob.
You what?
Look, now, listen, what I want to tell you all is this, that after long and harrowing negotiations, agreement has finally been reached between Dirty here and myself about the future ownership of Dolores.
About time, too.
Yeah, well, you see, it seems to me that peace and friendship within the family circle is worth a lot more than the possession of mere goods and chattels. Not so Dirty. So, in any case, what I've agreed to do is to hand over full possession of the animal to my good friend Dirty here, on the understanding, of course, that I have full and proper access to her at all times.
Yes.
Thank you very much, and good night.
Good night.
Did I do all right, Tommy? You are marvellous, Dirty. Marvellous. Word perfect. But you still haven't told me what it's all about, see? No, don't worry. Leave the details to me. I'll tell you what. You just nip along and get old Dolores there bedded down for the evening, and I'll see you back in the house in about 5 minutes. And you can take my word for it. You have not only got yourself a donkey, but from now on you are onto something which is going to make a pocket full of money for the pair of us.